Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one.
Hi you guys, welcome back to another video. This is Deanna with Daisys Beauty Studios, and today we're going to be doing a beautiful gold and black glitter gold flake set for my client. Her pinky nail needs to be replaced. It's a damaged nail, so at times it does come up or lift. So I have no problem replacing it. So we're gonna put a new acrylic nail on top of it. It's not an open wound. She shut her hand in the car door years ago and the nail just never grew back properly. But we're gonna go ahead and fix that up today. We're gonna start with putting a tip on that nail, and then we're going to make these 3 nails with the forms on a little bit longer. She had an extra long set and she wanted to cut it down, and they're just a little bit too short for her liking. The other hand, she said it's just right, but these 3 fingers she wanted just a tad bit longer. So I'm going to extend the length of the pinky, of course, to the length she wants, and then I'm going to extend the length of these 3 fingers. Her thumb, she used it a lot, so it can be a little bit shorter. So I'm measuring the nail out now to make sure it's the same length. This is just the typical things that you do. You can use a magnet, whatever you like. Usually I can do it by eye, but on this day I was like, I want to measure it out, so I'm sure that it's the same length as the other nails. So for the nails with the 3 forms on it, I'm going to be extending those nails to the number 6. Right now they're about 4. I'm going to extend them to the 6. She just wanted it just a little bit longer because she does like long nails, but when she came and got her extra long set cut down, she wanted them a little bit shorter because she does work in a daycare and she uses her hands a lot, and she was like, oh, this is too long. So we cut them down to about a medium length for a week and a half, and now she's celebrating her husband's birthday, so she wants them a little bit longer, especially because of the glitter, the gold flakes, the black. She just wants her hands to be very well accentuated, which is cool. I love it because I live for a good long set. So yeah, this was fun to do. This was a fun set to do. I always have fun with this client. I always have fun because she always comes with designs or a design in her head that she wants to do, and we collaborate to see how we can make that design happen or create something that's beautiful. So she's also going to get a pedicure too. I'm doing her nails right now, and I'm not going to show the pedicure in this video, but she did get a matching pedicure, and she got acrylic enhancement on 2 toes, her big toes, in the pedicure. So what you will see at the end, I am going to show you the results of the pedicure. I'm just not going to show the process of the pedicure. So I'm going ahead and using the form to extend these nails to the number 6. It was previously at the number 4, and we're just going to extend it out to the number 6. So when you're using forms, I haven't used forms since I was in nail school. So this was the first time I had used forms. These were the only forms I had, 3 of them. And I haven't used forms since I was in nail school. So this was a challenge for me, but it was a good challenge because I really enjoyed it. I was really proud of myself and the results that happened. For this middle finger here, I am going to be basically creating a free edge. Like, I'm going to do it without a form. I'm going to use the acrylic to make this nail longer without the form. It just wasn't working. Like I said, I haven't used forms in a while, so it could have been me, like user error. It probably was me, but it just wasn't working on that nail for me. So I decided I wanted to use the free edge to create it. I've done this a lot. I don't use tips on acrylic toes, so I've had practice with creating an edge without a tip on the nail. So it wasn't too hard. It was challenging, but it wasn't like extremely difficult. So I'm doing both fingers that have the forms on them now so they can go ahead and harden, so that I'll be able to file them down. But I'm going to let you guys go ahead and watch me through this process. And leave a comment below if you have questions or if you have any tips for me, or if you would like to see me do a particular design. Leave me a comment down below.
I think I need you. I swear it's time to keep these feelings to myself. Now you're the one I'm thinking of. My higher ground, my rocket love. For gravity, I'd rather stay up here. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is an visions how we play. Sit right next to you. Not trying not to show how I feel about you. You wish away.
So you don't need much acrylic, especially when you're doing a backfill or a fill-in. You don't need much acrylic, but you do need to fill it in sufficient enough so that you still have an apex, so the nail is not easy to break or lift. That comes in preparation and process of applying acrylic nails. But for that middle nail, I extended it, as you saw in the previous clips. I basically held the acrylic in place, let it dry a bit, and then shaped it out with my acrylic brush. And then I let it harden, and now we are able to shape and file each of the nails. I was not worried about the shape that I was placing on the acrylic, because I know that with my hand file especially, I will be able to make the shape very crisp and just make it very beautiful, as you're going to see in the next few clips. I'm going to be using my hand file. I love hand file. I will use a hand file over an electric file. I mainly use the electric file to just buff, even out, seal the cuticle, but I will use a hand file like you see now. Like, look, I'm tapping the nails to make sure that they're ready to file. I don't want to file them while they're still soft, but I'm going to go ahead and file the other hand because those nails were not quite hardened. You could hear a click, but it wasn't loud enough for me. So I'm going to go shape the other hand, and then I'm going to go back to it. I'm using an 80/80 grit file to shape and buff out the nails. As you can see now, I'm using a hand file. I'm shaping all of these nails with a hand file right now. That is my preference. You can use an electric file. I will be using an electric file later, but for the beginning process, for me doing my initial shape, my initial cuticle blend, I will be using a hand file. Again, that's my personal preference, is hand file. You can use whatever you like, or your nail tech can use whatever they're comfortable with using, but for me, hand file is the most comfortable in the beginning. As you can see now, I'm going in with an electric file with a sanding band to go ahead and seal the cuticles, make the cuticles smooth, buff out the remainder of the nail, make sure everything's even. Right now, I'm just looking at her nail. I'm seeing if everything is in shape, filing it, and making sure everything looks nice. So this is the part of my process where it gets really tedious for me, more so than when I'm designing, because I need the shape to be on point. I need my nails to be sturdy. I want them to have an apex because I want them to last long. So this part of the process is very important to me. It's probably where I take the most time in the process, is shaping, filing, buffing, and doing this part of it, because I want this to look amazing, because if this looks good, I know my design is going to pop and look just as good.
Then dip me underway. You can fill my mind for flow. Hold me till I scream for every, and wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby.
And as you can see now, I'm still shaping, but you see how these nail shapes have completely transformed for the three nails in the middle. I'm about to show you now. They are completely transformed. They look totally different because it's not about always the application. Yes, it's going to cut your time down tremendously if your application is very smooth, in line, in shape already. So you have to do minimal shaping, buffing, and filing. But for me, it really doesn't make a difference. It does add a little bit more time, but when I was doing this application, it did not add a lot of time. Like I said, I'm very proficient in my hand file, so when I was using the 80/80 grit file, that is very fine file. Like it's not a higher grit, so it's not softer on the nail. It's more rough on the nail, so it will put the nail in shape very, very quickly. I'm going under her nails now to just do a little bit of filing underneath it. But these nails look so good, especially the extension of the nails, the shape of the nail. I absolutely love how forms make your nail look and have the look without a tip. I love how it looks. It's just that tips are more convenient, and they're oftentimes quicker for me than a form, because I have not practiced with form as much as I've practiced with tips. I plan on getting better at it in the future, but for now I really don't use forms that much. And if I need to do something that would take a form to do, I would do what I did on that middle finger, which is laying the acrylic, holding it in place for a second, letting it harden, and then shaping it out, filing, buffing, shaping it out, and putting it into the same shape as the other nails. But yes, I am just using my files to make sure the shape is very crispy, make sure everything is aligned, even from the side. Do you see from the side, like, how these nails look? They're not thick at all. I've gotten very good at the consistency of my nails, the thickness of my nails, the shape of my nails, which was my goal. Is my goal to get better at the base, the foundation of the nails, because you can always learn how to do designs and do this and that. But if the base of your nail is not good, then what are the nails? The nails are all dependent on shape and how they look, and just the overall aesthetic of the plain nail is what's going to make that nail really pop for either you or your clients. It's going to make the biggest difference in the world. Thank you guys for watching today's video. This was a great video. I felt it was very informative. I will see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment below. Bye!